Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Premier Sim Gaming League's F5. This is the F5 Championship, and we are live around the Hungary ring. You've joined us at the perfect time if you are tuning in live, as qualifying fast laps have just begun. We are here around the Monaco without the walls, as it is infamously known as. And I am joined by the Martin Brundle without the bad opinions. Brendan, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, and Martin Brundle isn't that bad, to be fair.
No, he's not. I just can't think of anything on the spot. Oh, we've a spinner, and that is a very early spinner. And was that Shizou Simon? It was Shizou Simon. So he is around on the set of the mediums. Apologies for cutting you there, but that was a very early spin. How are you doing, Brendan?
I'm doing fine now. Obviously, Hungary qualifying is very good around here, because you do require... It requires a lot of skill to get the lap in and for pole, and then obviously to win the race. And so you do say it's Monaco without walls, but you can overtake.
You definitely can overtake. It is there. Turn 1 is a very good overtaking spot, and you just need to know how to do it. Qualifying is well and truly underway here. As we said, it is Yogurt who's currently purple in Sector 3. We're on board with the AlphaTauri now. We have the tyres up for you on screen, as there was a lot of different selections in the early phases of the qualifying session. Medium's a common feature, as you can see there on the likes of Simon, Axel, etc, etc. That is Yogurt, fastest in the session. The Mercedes behind him is Black Box. He's only starting a fast lap, but following him, I believe, it is the Williams of Dara Smith. He's invalidated, however, so it will be the Mercedes, but that was Simon, and we've seen he had a spin early in the qualifying session. Luca Nick has also invalidated. Gonna go for another run. We pop down the order. Here's Vengeance. He's gonna be next to set a time on the board across the line. Can it beat Yogurt? No, it cannot. And oh my dear, he has made a mistake somewhere on that lap. Next to shoot of the timing tower, it is Borel. He has gone with a 14.8. That lap can definitely be beaten by him. Pro Gamer slots himself in with a P3 of a 15.9. That is T or D Axel, who's gone on the mediums, and Stefano is the one to set the banker. He has set a good lap there, 14.7, very competitive. Hazara Alpine has gone into 4th position, but some fast laps, but some early mistakes. We're on board with Luke and Nick.
Yep, so let's see with Luke and Nick. This section we just need to keep the right line true, as you should be able to maximise the time. Getting
a bit wide. Bit wide. He's kept it valid though, although rules state you do have to slow down if you do that. But here he comes, rounding the very tricky left hand hairpin in sector number 3. In the final corner now, we've seen many an interesting moment through there across the air. We had a Sebastian Vettel spin once, and there goes Luke and Nick. He's gone to 4th and 17 times on the board, which is very good for the early parts of qualifying sessions. And that is, I believe, who's slotted himself up? It is Vengeance. He's put himself 7th. He has improved from his 132, which is definitely was just a mistake. Toxic Tomato is top of the medium so far, although he is cutting some grass at the infield chicane.
And so our championship leader is down in P8.
Bjorn, the championship leader. He is in the Haas, of course. Won last week in France, won in Monaco, and won in Portugal. He's had a great start to the season, leading by 25 points.
Yep, and in PSGL's point system, that would be more than a race win of a lead.
Yes, of course, it is 16 points for a win if you are unaware, and then we go to 14 and down the way that way. But yeah, it is 26 points lead, which is very comfortable for round 5 in the season.
Yeah, we'll see round 5 of 15.
Oh, Yogurt improves. That's his 3rd lap on that set of tyres, so he wants to break them. He feels that he can go a lot quicker, because that will be a very used set. Because one stop is possible, but that would be a lot of tyre wear on a set of softs. The softs don't go that long around here.
You will go on to another set, I presume. Yeah.
But that's a fast lap. Hopefully he can beat it.
I'd assume with new tyres he'd have the grip to beat it.
I would assume so. Bugatti's on the lap in the McLaren, whoever it is on the set of the mediums. He has managed to navigate that corner well. hello to everybody watching. Leave your predictions down below, of course, in the stream chat. If you are tuning into us live here from the Hungary ring, we are looking at the McLaren of Bugatti. He is into the pit lane, so he will not finish that lap. It was decent, it was competitive, but he just backed off in that final sector. There is the laps that they've all set their bests on. Nobody really standing out. That is Michael Blocks, who has gone into 13th spot for Aston Martin. He's the best of the mediums, although I think the medium runners will be just safer going onto a set of the softs because they're not going to improve too much.
Cloudy, or is it just me?
I think it has, and the fact that everybody is setting fast laps very early would make me think something, Brendan. I think you could be playing the right card there. Suzuki Simon has managed to go into 12th spot with a 15.8, and maybe this lap from Yoga will be the one he starts the race with, because it has got very, very cloudy.
It has got cloudy, but we are seeing people out for second runs.
We are, but they're all come out very quickly. Normally there's not this many cars on track for a second run at the same time. Bjorn just letting someone through there. Not sure who that was. I think it was just Simon, but Simon, of course, is on an in-lap. Pro Gamer has started a second run for the Aston Martin. We could get very busy in qualifying all of a sudden. There is your gaps to the leader. Jogan on pole by 10.5.
Everyone has now set a competitive lap time, so it's very good to see. Nobody really making mistakes that are costing them their qualifying so
Yeah,
far.
normally we don't see 19 times and 19 cars in qualifying this late. Sorry, this early. Normally there will be a few who just lack a little bit, and they'll have to pit and go for a second run to get a decent time, which would make me think there's a bit of a weather front on the way. Of course, we've no weather reports here, but we are looking at Pro Gamer, who is in the Aston Martin. All is clear so far on the weather aspect, so nothing but he is up on a time, and this will be a very nice lap. This will shoot him up the timing quite a bit, because it's very close in the early parts of qualifying. He's 1.2 off our leader, but he is only a 10th off next car ahead and 2/10 off that in front. Across the line goes Pro Gamer. That's good enough for 9th, and that pops him into the top 10, and that is a very decent lap indeed. Zane, rounding the final few corners, he has an Alpine behind him, but still
Brightened up again.
yep, it's got nice and sunny now. Here he comes round the final corner, almost validates the time. Across the line has P5, and that's a great lap for the Alfa Romeo, including a purple sector 3 in that. Oh, Stefano. Oh, yes, there he is. We couldn't quite get it on the off-board camera, but certainly the on-board. We can see the stranded Williams, and that is an easy enough place to spin. But definitely doesn't want to be doing that. Needs to watch. Needs to get out of the way very quickly for the Ferrari of Borrell behind him. Borrell's purple in 1, but he may have been thrown off just a little bit by that Williams causing the yellow flag. That is Marcel, who has gone 3rd. Both Alfa Romeos setting competitive times early on in the session. We're on board with the Ferrari as he heads through the sector 2, the winding sector 2. A very tricky corner up here, the fast right. Need to nail it. Oh, he's made a mistake. He's made a big mistake. That could cost him a pole lap here.
Oh, he's still in it, I think.
He's still in it, but he definitely has time to gain if he can nail the rest of the lap like he has this one. That's Hazara, who's gone 2nd position. Narrows the gap to pole. The Alpine looking good this season, much better than last season. Well, here comes Borrell across the line for Ferrari. It is a pole lap in the end. He's hooked it together well. He could definitely improve on that one, as that was a big mistake through that fast right-hander. Stefano well down on the lap. Marcel's backed off. Look at Nick, also well down on the lap. All these guys not improving. Bjorn, our championship leader, what can he do in this first and middle sector to try gain back those 6/10ths? Here he goes up to the left. He is up on a time, but it would get him a spot actually, but just a single spot. The two Hasses almost on level pegging. Sancho is pulled out of the way to allow our championship leader through into the chicane, bumps it over. Of course, don't want to do that too much in the race, because it's a very inconsistent line, and consistency is a big part of here. That is Lakitu, who slumped himself up to 9th. You can see on the left hand side, really good stuff by Lakitu. Bjorn's down on the time. He needs a big last sector here. Still pushing. Or has he backed off? He hasn't backed off, but it is not going to be his best lap of the world, and that's a very rookie mistake. He's clipped the inside barrier. That is a very rookie mistake. That's not what you would see from the championship leader. That's not good, and there is a lot of drivers making these early mistakes. That's Stefano, who capitalises after making a mistake. He's gone third for Williams, but pole still belongs to Borrell, although Yogurt is going to go for a second run.
So now, if we see, it's 1:14.5 is the fastest time, and it's generally, you've got decent spread of times, as Simon has went into 9th, so he displaces the key 2 from 9th, and then his teammate from the top 10.
Yeah, that's a good lap from Simon, but probably want to be a little bit higher. Same as Yogurt, he wants to be a little bit quicker because he wants pole. He's good in qualifying. It's races that has been his struggle. Of course, was very good in Monaco, and then crashed, and he's wide now. Maybe that is a commentator's curse. Maybe qualifying isn't his forte around here.
I think in some cases people are going wide but still able to keep their laps, as that is our first retirement.
That is our first retirement. That is Axel. And he has had a horror session because he's made so many mistakes, and he is last.
And I'm not sure if Yogurt backed off there, but
I think he has. He has backed off 100%. He made that mistake and he has backed off. Sancho is, however, he's pushing on a lap. Or is he? No, he definitely isn't. And if he is, that's not great. Lickle Blocks is, however. That's a very satisfying name to say, I can't lie.
No.
He's not pushing on a lap either. All these guys not pushing on a lap. We'll just stick with Simon as he enters the pit lane. There is no cars. No cars on track. But an interesting qualifying so far. 3 minutes 41 to go, and I believe Toxic Tomato has started on the lap. He's currently 18th and 4/10 off 17th.
Yep, so let's see now. See, on the soft tyre, so McLaren are the only ones who have their best times on softs, and that is a bit wide.
That is a bit wide for Toxic Tomato. That is a bit wide. The two McLarens, 17th and 18th.
Bugatti's coming around now. Owens and Valid, both McLarens really struggling here.
We have our first comment saying, where's F1 with Jarno? This is F1, stick with us. Jarno will be here in a few minutes, so 100% stay with F1 here, because this is the best tier, of course, and this is Jarno right here, F4 Black Box. It's just his old account, don't worry. You'll see this man go on pole in a few moments, so stick with us here. That is Astrid's iPad commenting that, so thank you for tuning into the stream. Here comes F4 Black Box across the line to start his qualifying lap. He's been much better this season, much better than last, but just not quite there yet. He needs to improve a bit more if he wants to challenge for the championship.
So this first sector, more about, not as maybe it's a little different to the other sectors, but here is one of the most important corners. And well, he hasn't really hit the apex of there. It's still it was stable. And now as you head through turn 6 and 7, going to get the exit here right, and then through 8 and 9, and not long after it's the kink of 10, before you need to really get your apex right here for your 11, and then down to 12. Stay. Now this last sector, where it's just you have to pretty much play into Tron to see if it'll stick, and just getting the power as hard as you can, drive to the line, and it is
it's a decent lap is what it is. He's not far off Jan Hotmere with that one. That's a very nice lap from Black Box. Marcel's through turn 1 now, looking solid, but the battle for pole is well and truly on. Yogurt's down on his time. What can Borrell do? He is well up on his time. That's where we've seen the mistake, and he is definitely improving now. Into sector number 3, there's a McLaren spun round. You can just about see it there. I don't have a clue who it is. It is Bugatti, I believe. But he's It is Toxic
Yeah.
Tomato, apologies. Toxic Tomato.
Oh, he's starting
Oh,
from the
what a
back.
lap. What a lap from Baril. 14.3. That's going to take quite something to beat. And here comes Yogurt. I don't know if he can beat it. Toxic Tomato, is that enough? He'll start 18th on the grid. As Yogurt almost invalidates his time, he just can't beat it. It's just not enough. What about Stefano? He's the next challenger for pole.
I think at the moment, it wouldn't be all that far off.
It's a good lap. It is a good lap. He can beat Yogurt, that's for sure. At the rapid race, Hazard has slotted himself in third spot. Still a bit off that pole time. We stick with Stefano here as he heads through Sector 3 now. He is up, and he's not far off what could be a blistering lap to beat what Baril has set. But he needs quite a sector. Look at that from Luke and Nick. Look at that from Luke and Nick. He slotted himself in second position, just about beating his teammate. But here comes Stefano. Is it enough towards the line? It is not. It is so close, but it is just not enough towards the line. And he has only managed to go second spot. Is there anyone? Oh, I believe it's a spinner from Marcel. He will not be improving. What about Simon? He somehow managed to get another lap in, but no, he is finished. What about Lickle Blocks? He is purple in Sector 2. Keep an eye on this here. He's 4/10 of a second up, and this won't be far off. A pole position time if he could just nail it. On board with the Aston now. Has he backed off? No, definitely hasn't. Heads to the final corner, short shifting up the gears to the line. This could be close, it could be close. No, it's not close. He's completely lost it in the last sector. And that is only good enough for 6th. But that is qualifying here. Liz Lakitu has sent himself spinning. Oh, Bugatti's still on a lap, apologies. Bugatti's still pushing it. He comes round into Sector 3. Comment from It's Crushed saying, do you think we'll see side-by-side racing here like F2? Of course we will. This is one of the best tiers for racing. If I am tooting our own horn there. There comes Bugatti round the final corner. It's not a bad showing, but it will only be 17th for the McLaren man. And it is Borrell who is on pole position in Hungary.
Yeah, a very competitive qualifying there as people were jumping fairly quickly or fairly high up the order near the end. Luke and Nick probably being the surprise with not really being in the conversation before the last runs.
Luke and Nick, what an excellent lap from him. He was fantastic there to somehow snatch it. And we're in for a great race. How do you join this league as this crush? Well, it's fairly simple. You can join via the Discord if you have Twitter. Just search up PSGL, or if there's some kind follower in the chat who'd like to send you a link. I'm sure that is very beneficial. But if you do go to the Twitter page at Premier Sim GL, you can hit the Discord link. Mid-season sign-ups currently now open, so you've picked a good time if you're interested in some PSGL racing. But the main focus here today, of course, that is the pole position for Borrell. Very, very good time.
I'm sure they'll all be hungry to win anyway.
Oh, that's dreadful. Oh, God. Oh, dearie me. Pole position is for Borrell. Stefano will start second, followed by Luke and Nick, and then Yogurt in 4th. Tazara 5th, Lickle Blocks in 6th, OP Zane 7th, Marcel 8th, Black Box 9th, and Simon will round out the top 10. If you don't have it, just for the comment, you can go, I believe there's a website, I will get that link for you now, premiersimgl.com, premiersimgl.com. I believe if you scroll into the link in the description, you should be able to get it from there if I am not mistaken. I shall have a check. No, it's not there, but premiersimgl.com. It's wet, right? Oh, whoa, okay, that's a bit of a shock. Whoa. It is a wet race, Brendan. We're going to be in for a good one here. It is a wet race, and I was going to ask you, do you think Borrell can hold out the win? But we can't really tell now. It's rain.
Exactly.
That would make sense why Yoga was doing 3 laps, because there's no worries about what tyres you're starting on. It's got to be the full wets. Let's have a prediction from you anyways, Brendan. Who do you think's going to win this one?
Oh, no, because we now have to figure out, or we'll then eventually learn, what setups were they running, because some of them would have been running full wet setups, if they have them, because some people probably usually do dry practice, but you can't with the wet. It's a bit difficult. So don't really know.
Of course,
Really.
it really could, because the thing about wet racing is someone at the back could be a fantastic wet weather driver, just not great in the dry around here. But someone in the chat saying Baril is going to win. Thank you for the prediction, Tom. We would like to hear all your predictions if you can get them into us. Let's have a look at the traction. Decent for Baril. It's not the worst race start in the world.
You see, it's important to get just a little bit of practice.
Oh, hold on a second. We have an Inters runner. We have a risker.
Very good call. If this, that could mean we have an Inter period coming, which in that case, if he can just hang on.
Someone's trying the Jarno Opmir strat.
Well, either that Jarno Opmir strat or the
Evio Black Box strat.
I'll take a gamble and pray to whoever that it will work.
That's interesting now. I turned on the tyres as a bit of a joke because I expected everyone to be on the wets, but no, we do have a risk. For the commenter who is looking for the day that PSGL F1 is on, I presume you are talking about the one with Jarno Opmir in it. That is on Wednesdays at 7 PM GMT. That is when that is on, but stick with us here for now because we'll still provide some good racing. It's not Jarno, but it's the best we have here in F5. If you are looking, of course, to watch Jarno Opmir and his fellow cronies, Wednesday 7 PM there. But we've 35 laps of great racing here, and it could be all interesting because anything can happen in the rain, and normally Hungary in the rain, well, we've seen Bottas have an attempt at a strike. Will we see anyone else here? I don't know, and I kind of hope not, but this still could be pretty chaotic.
I'm saying, Bottas qualified P2 that race. I don't think Stefano was planning on that anyway.
I don't think so. Well, maybe he is, who knows?
Well, maybe the only person you could really see, well, you could have a half a guess at both doing the bowling might be, see, Darius and Inters if it does not work out, then
yeah, that's he. We need to keep an eye on him on the race start because he will be our big indicator here. We have the positional change up. You can keep track of him yourself. As there is Theo the Axel. Maybe he was running a wet setup and that's why he was poor in qualifying. Well, we hope for his case. Lining up on the grid in Hungary for the PSGL F5 Hungarian Grand Prix. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. We go racing at the Hungaroring. It's slow off the line, but that's expected. Look at the race start from Hazara. He's already up to third on the grid and going for second spot. What an excellent start from the FN Orman. It's really slow into turn one, but thankfully most guys have managed to navigate it well, and Dara Smith has fallen all the way to third on the Cinema Intermediates, a fast starter. He's got his wets fired up, is FNR Hazara, but he's locked the brakes now into the downhill corner, and this could allow Stefano to find his way through. Yellow flag, it's the Ferrari of Lakitu. It is Lakitu and Vengeance who have made contact somewhere down the back as we head up the hill for the first time. Really tricky through there, but the guys are driving so well and navigating it. Stefano's got his tyres lit up now. There's a bit of a slide, but he's caught it well into the chicane, almost looking for a move. Hazara, he got such a good race start, but his pace just isn't there through the middle sector. Really struggling, but thankfully it's one of the cleanest wet weather starts I have seen in my years as a commentator. It's been fairly clean from all. Dara Smith though, oh, that's Simon. That is Simon off on the left-hand side. That is Shazoo Simon off in the Mercedes. How's Dara Smith doing on his traction? He's on the Inters, of course. He's coping quite well here. He is coping well as it's Marcel and Sancho is off the circuit. Oh, there's cars everywhere. Little Blocks is off the circuit as well. It's really struggling, and this could get messy into the final corner. This could get very, very messy. Slickleblock somehow holding the spot. Baril has managed to hold the lead. There's already a 1 second gap over Hazard. No DRS yet though. Here comes Sanchez. He's attacking the Aston of Lickleblocks into one. Oh, he's been pushed onto the grass almost. Good defending from the Aston overall, but he's run wide. Run really wide. He's struggling to light up these tyres, but look at Sanchez. He's struggling as well. This allows championship leader Bjorn, who's up 5 spots already, down the inside of the Alpine. Easy as you like. He's got it done. Great racing. No, they made contact. No, the championship leader is into the wall. He's into the wall. He's still in the race. It could still keep the car going, but his championship lead is not looking as pretty as it was before this event started. Baril is so fast in these wet conditions. 1.5 leading a hectic first 2 laps in Hungary.
Oh, that's someone else off. That is Stefano.
That's Stefano. That's the man who was in third, who's struggling. Black box. The other Jarno Upmere. Up his inside. He's made contact. Oh no, he's made contact, and calling him Jarno Upmere before that was probably not my best idea. But
you got 4 cars.
Oh no, here comes Zane down his inside. Great optimism from Zane. Great optimism from Yogurt. Bit of contact there. Black box down to 9th. He's struggling as look at Yogurt sends one. The Alfa Romeos and the Alfa Tauris are all over the circuit. The track is so slippy. Overtaking may not be the easiest thing around the Hungaroring, but running wide certainly is. Zane's still on the inside. He was on the inside of someone on the last lap. Baril is flying. Yogurt is off the circuit and he's hit the wall. I don't think he's got damage from that. It was very minimal. But look at Lickleblocks. He's up the inside as well of Zane. It's classic. It is fantastic Grand Prix racing around the Hungaroring. Lickleblocks up the inside. Simon has given it his best shot, but he's left. Look at Yogurt. It's chaos. We can't keep up with it. Look at Yogurt round the outside. It's even difficult to commentate on. There's so much going on. He's run wide now, and Darragh Smith on the Inters finds himself in play. He's so comfortable on them. Black box is wide once again, and somehow he finds himself up 2 spots on the wrong choice of tyre. He's licking his lips because if this rain dries up, he's in a great spot. He is in a great spot. What a chaotic first few laps that was.
Indeed. As you're swapping positions every corner. And you think, and they say it's Monaco without the walls.
It's Monaco without the walls. Stick a bit of rain on it and it's Silverstone. What a great race so far. This one's going to be great if it can keep up for 35 laps. I don't think we'll get there, but it has been fantastic. But look at this lead from Baril.
Anyway. Oh, and look, there's a rebel on the inside. Or having a look.
That's it, Axel. Axel had a poor qualifying, but he's found himself up to 13th, and he is attacking Bugatti, who also had a poor qualifying. So these two have benefited. Baril setting another fastest lap. 4-second lead for IF4 Baril. Cool as a cucumber so far in this race. He is comfortable, very comfortable in that Ferrari, and he has the gap that he can just take his foot off the throttle a little bit, not be pacing as far as he is, as quick as he is, apologies, around the circuit. Just take it easy. Luke and Nick making a mistake.
Is he even going that?
I don't even think he's breaking a sweat, if I'm honest. He just looks so cool in that Ferrari. But one man who will be hoping to get back up to where he started is Stefano. He's down to 4th. Luke and Nick ahead of him. And Luke and Nick 20 in the AlphaTauri. He's drove well in stages in this championship, so holding on to this one is a must almost if he still wants a shot at something this season.
The fuel symbol is showing up in a couple of cars, like yellow. So
maybe they underfueled. Could have underfueled. If you're wondering about Luke and Nick's championship standing.
That's a first retirement.
Oh, first retirement. Could be a safety car. We do have a safety car. Baril is going to be kicking himself. Absolutely kicking himself. 6 seconds down the drain, unfortunately. And just like the rain, it is down the drain.
Yeah. That makes... I suppose he can't really do much.
He can't really. It's a safety car. All he needs to do is just nail the restart and just get going again. First, that's Hazara into pit lane though. What's he going for? Does he see Darragh Smith? Does he
Lickleblocks, Yogurt, Zane, Black Box.
A lot of pitters. Are we going for the Inters?
I'm taking the pits, Zane and Yogurt.
And for all those asking, where's Upmere? Upmere is not racing. He races on PC and he races on Wednesdays. We do have a lot of intermediate runners here. That is Nickel Blocks, that is Bugatti, Black Box, Hazara, Dar Smith. He is doing really, really well. He's in 5th and he's on what we believe is the correct choice of tyre as it stands. He, of course, started on this tyre. The other guys all pit now. Hazara, Little Blocks, Zane, Yogurt, Black Box, Bugatti, Vengeance, Lakitu, Bjorn, Sanchez. Simon is disconnected, however, so he will be staying on the wets. The top 4 and then 6th and 7th staying out on the wets. Is that the right call?
Inter's probably the way to go. If it kind of dries up a little more. Or just lightens off a bit.
We are right at the crossover. It's definitely the crossover period. Because
if he picks now, he is going to end up in the fairly down the order, along with Lukanik, Stefano, Marcel, etc. But Dara Smith is in a brilliant position.
He's in a great position if the Inters is the correct call. It's crush acting. The link for the website is premiersimgl.com. We cannot paste links in the YouTube chat. They are all staying out. It is premiersimgl. If you look at my comment, it's Evan Dalton. I typed it there, copy and paste it into your browser. You'll get it from there. We cannot paste links into the YouTube chat. That's just unfortunately how the rules are. But they're all staying out, which is peculiar. They feel comfortable on the wets. Safety car looking comfortable on his tyres as well, we must say. Driving well. His
Actually, just for the, if you want to see, is it about joining the league, is it?
Yes.
Actually, if you press the channel, then go to the about section. You'll get the links for Twitter, Discord and website right there.
You'll get them there. You'll get them there.
So, that's the easy solution.
If you go to the channel and the about section, you'll get them from there. Apologies?
I believe Simon is AI.
He is AI. No, sorry, he left.
He left.
Bjorn and Lakitu were swapping spots there, and I was watching that. Bjorn's got a 5 seconds for it, and I believe Lakitu might as well have as well.
Well, that's inconvenient for them, but...
Look at Nick almost spinning under the safety car.
If Simon's AI just slowed it, or I don't know, just stays out for one more lap, they'll all be able to pit and get it all done and over.
How do I sign up on Twitter? You have to join the Discord. That's the only way to sign up for Brendan, I was at the wrong link there. For Premier Sim GL. Safety car in this lap. You have to join the Discord. That's the only way, unfortunately. But PSGL 5, which you are watching now, leave a comment who you think is going to win this one. We love hearing predictions. Is going to go green any moment. We're on board with Baril. Look at Nick. Look at that slide. I think it's Inter's time. I honestly do. But rounding the final corner, Baril doesn't, and we go racing for the second time in Hungary. Baril has got a good getaway. He just looks comfortable all day. Down the pack, there is not much action. Only one really, Zane, going for a move on Nickel Blocks.
Some weaving going on, so I'm not sure what's happening there.
Oh, Little Blocks around! Oh no, he's caught it, and he hasn't managed to hit the wall, but he is going to struggle, and he is off the circuit. That's really unfortunate there. No real moves yet. Yogurt and Black Box battling, and it looks like Yogurt's just got past Black Box. No, Black Box running onto the grass, can't make the move stick. Yogurt gets that spot.
Been under a little more pressure from Axel.
I think the wets are still the tyre here. You know, I was thinking the Inter, but these Inter guys are struggling quite a bit.
But I think once they're fired up,
I think we just need to give it time, because I think in one thing and then thinking another. It's such a confusing period, and I imagine it's just as confusing for the drivers on the track. Baril looks comfortable as ever and leading by 1.1 over Luke and Nick, who has 9/10 on Stefano himself. So for a driver who almost spun twice on the restart, he's driving well. Marcel, also another one driving well on the wets. Dara Smith is struggling. Hazara's got past Pro Gamer. Pro Gamer's losing a lot of spots. Pro Gamer is losing a lot of spots. That's 2 to the Inter's runners, and he's finding himself under a lot of pressure from Jürgen, who's gone down the inside into the final corner. He's not wasting any time to get that move done. Black Box is surely going to get this one as well on the straight.
Thing is, Dara's now close back up.
Oh, Black Box! Oh, he's almost missed. Look at Dara. He's got past Marcel, and that is P4 for the Inter runner. He is the man in position for this one. He started on this tire, and he is going to continue. No, he's almost spun. He's almost spun. And that was almost race over for the man who we are saying is in the best position. He's still struggling. I think everybody is struggling. No matter what tyre you're on, everyone is having issues.
That's it. It's just, like, it's just a crossover nearly. It's the wet, there's not enough water for them. Anyway, maybe. And then the Inters, there's a little too much.
It is really the point in this race where no tyre is suited. You just have to use all your talent to keep it on the circuit. Axel can't keep it on the circuit, and this will allow Hazara to try a move. Doesn't go for it yet, but Axel's off the track now. And he is really struggling. Thankfully gets back on safely, but look at Jürgen, he's gonna try it around the outside. No, just tucks in behind the senior team. Boreal's in. The wet runners are all into the pit lane, apart from Stefano and Luke and Nick, who continue and pray there is some form of a safety car possibly that they can get in, but Boreal's given up the ghost. He's gone for the intermediates, made a bad call under the safety car, and now goes for the set of the Pirelli greens. Lot of trains. There was a lot more racing when everyone was struggling on the wets, but now that the Inters are quicker, there is a lot more composure. Oh, Dara Smith almost gone again. He doesn't like that corner. He is slipping and sliding all the way through, but excellent car control from the Irishman. His Inters are a few laps older. He'll be struggling on wear compared to the rest, but he can still do a few more laps on those. Of course, one man who managed to do a full race in Turkey, Esteban Ocon, excellent performance from him. Don't think these guys will be doing the full race on this set of tyres, as they just physically can't. They'll get a puncture.
Azuk Borrell, who was on pole and had built up a 6-second lead before the safety car, is now a P15 behind an AI car.
Yeah, that's the nature of a non-safety car pit stop compared to a safety car pit stop. He'll be quick though. He was on pole and he was the stone dead leader. But look at Dara Smith trying to get up the inside of his teammate. Luke and Nick and Stefano stay out. A bit of team play from the Williams is needed here. A bit of team play is needed here, because he's losing him time to fast fire Hazara behind, and Hazara sets the fastest lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix. And it looks like the wets just struggled through the last sector. Looks like they could just about hold on.
I think in the first sector though, it seems better, because we've seen Dara struggle massively.
He is. He tries around the outside and he's lost the car once again. Hazara's is on steam train rails here as he heads up towards turn number 6. Like a block has got the move done on championship leader Bjorn. That's Bjorn down to 12th.
Bjorn in 12th, while Hazara in 4th. And will probably stand to be 2nd if pit stops go the way they would expect.
Hazara is right on the back of the Williams. He's pressuring the Williams more than the Williams pressuring the wet runners in front.
Well, Williams needs to go and pressure the other Williams into mistake soon.
Stefano's not going to let Dara Smith through, although Luke and Nick is struggling a lot here. Stefano not struggling half as much as the AlphaTauri, and surely these guys are going to be in the pit soon enough, because they really are struggling.
So he is starting his fight back.
Borrow needs to get past Sanchez. He's almost past Sanchez. Look at this. He's going to go the outside through the final corner. The fastest Ferrari, the fastest car on the track, has got another spot round the outside. Take a bow, Baril. That is just fantastic racing. Take a bow.
Fastest lap. Move around the outside. Not a bad lap. And there's got to be more here. As Luke in a moment oversteer. There, as he's a lot closer than he was before. But look at Azara. Is he going to go around the outside?
Oh,
no.
almost. No, just can't quite. He's gone wide and could lose a spot to Zane here if Zane fancies his chances. But no, Zane with a clever backup.
I think we've got that racing we had in the first few laps on our hands now. As you
Zane being pressured by Yogurt now. Look at this from the AlphaTauri behind him. Pressuring Zane. This is a fantastic camera shot of the cars flying through the middle sector at the Hungary. It really is a great racetrack when you get conditions like this. And that is Sanchez past Marcel. Marcel seems to have had a spin or something, because he's 4.6 seconds off.
Yeah, Marcel, well, he's not having the best of times here. As the wet gamble, I believe, didn't really pay off for him, along with some others.
Here he goes, down the main straight. We say here he goes. Here comes a lot of people. Stefano is looking for the lead, and he's almost gone for it into turn one on Luke and Nick. Baril sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. They've made contact. Stefano's tagged the rear wheel of Luke and Nick, and the two guys who are risking it all are risking it even more on the wet compounded tyres. Dara Smith is going to try and make the move here. He needs to make the move here, or he's going to get swamped by his fellow intermediate runners. He can't get it done. He cannot get it done, and his teammate is holding him up so much here. There's zero team play from the Williams crew. Dara Smith almost losing the rear. This is crazy. This is fantastic. This is everything we love about racing. Two guys at the front just risking it all, trying to hold it out, and the rest just stuck behind, can't get past. This is fantastic. Zane is one of them, and he's trying.
Screaming right now.
Oh, I'd say they're horrible. I don't know how these two guys are still first and second. I don't know how they haven't spun yet. And maybe Baril could have stayed out a little bit more and, well, pulled a gap on these two, because he was definitely the quicker of the three. Hazar is looking for moves on Dara Smith now, because he just can't get past on the straights due to the slipstream of everyone in front. But here we go, down the main straight once again. These guys are all in the train. Lakitu's past little blocks. And this is going to be the move here. If any move is happening, it's this one. Black Box almost giving a bump trap down the straight. Where's he going to go? Inside or out? Inside for the Mercedes-man. And that is as cool as you like. That's a great move from Black Box. Doesn't even let him get a switchback on him. Fantastic racing. Defends the corner. Yogurt got to try the outside as the AlphaTauri. These two have been battling all race. Oh, he's pushed wide. And that is Black Box who stays ahead. And they've almost made contact, these two. How they haven't is beyond me. It's got to be the inside. Into six. Look at this. Oh, he's gone round. Oh, he's gone round. And if I say I wasn't expecting that, I would be lying. Yoga has gone sent spinning and just risked too much. Black Box just didn't leave enough space, but didn't really have to. And now Yogurt is behind Baril. How is Stefano and Luke and Nick still in first and second? This is crazy. Oh, Dara Smith almost gone.
It's Monaco without the walls, as Dara's nearly having a little luck. I think if he can get through, or maybe not, because Hazara.
No, look at this. Hazara's trying to have him for dinner. Round the outside. If the Alpine can pull this one off, he cannot. Not a chance he's pulling that one off. Alpine have great success around Hungary. They're not having great success around the outside for the penultimate corner. Here we go though.
Williams 2-3.
To Williams in 2 and 3. Is Zayn going to look for a move? No, Hazara defends at the right moment and cannot be overtaken. If you defend like that, Stefano is still trying a move on Luke and Nick, but fair play to Luke and Nick for holding it on to this for so long, but he's made the mistake. Stefano's trying round the outside. Beautiful camera. He's got the switch back on the inside. It's side by side into 6 again. Up the hill they go. Look now, they appear. It's so close. It's inch perfect almost. The fact they haven't made contact, and the two guys on the wet weather compounded tyres take a bow, because this is great racing. This is fantastic, as Murray Walker would say. Hazara can just not get past that Williams in front, but he can't get past his teammate. Stefano just can't get past Luke and Nick. Luke and Nick's defence is backing everybody up, and Baril is now on the back of this train. Bjorn's on the back. It's a 12-car train at the front of this grid. 12 out of 17, because Simon's not really here. Cars.
I'm not joking. This has actually beat the 9-car train we have for most of the race at Silverstone. Well, so you weren't there, but we did have a 9-car train that didn't have much action. Is now we've got Ferraris.
Now the Ferraris. Baril's trying the outside of Likitu. No inter-team play here, but what a move. And Luke and Nick has finally given up the ghost, but Stefano continues. Look at this. Black Box has found himself up to 4th. Bugatti's found himself up to 6th. Little Blocks is almost making it 3 wide. He's trying the inside. Look at the dive for Black Box. There's cars everywhere. There's just cars everywhere. It's impossible to compensate on a race like this when everyone is trying everything. The Williamses have finally swapped positions, and Dara Smith takes the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Little Blocks has tried the outside of Bugatti on Hazara. He has got it done. He's up to 5th almost. Someone has to back out. No one's going to back out. Hazara eventually did, and Little Blocks is up to 4th. He was full send there, as there is a yellow flag. Oh, I don't know who it's for. I think it could be Pro Gamer.
It's the fact. No, he's going to be holding up the rest of them. Now he needs to play the team game.
Now he needs to back off this last sector and hold Black Box up.
Look,
oh, Hazara in the grass. The Alpine in the grass. And after running in P4 for so long, he is now closer to 14th.
I have to say...
Oh, Likitu's struggling. Likitu's run wide. This allows Vengeance through, and Hazara's picked up his 3 seconds. Likitu much later on the brakes. It's wet conditions. He rolls off the circuit, and that allows Vengeance through. And look at this. Black Stefano is into the pit lane, but Dara Smith's got a 1.7 second gap over Black Box. However, Dara Smith still has to pit in this race because he's not doing 35 laps on one tyre compound. But look at Black Box. He's spawned himself in second. He wasn't even in contention for second less than a lap ago, and now all of a sudden he is. Marcel sets the fastest lap of the race, which would indicate conditions are improving.
Yeah, it would make... So you are going to eventually progress as you get used to the tyre and get them fired up, and you see disperse water, so you would expect the lap times to fall as you're not seeing a particular heavy rain shower.
Yep, the rain is easing for sure. The rain is easing for sure. Could we get slicks towards the end of the race maybe?
We won't really know. We still have about 7, nearly 8.
Black Box has made a mistake. Yeah, we still have a lot to go, but we still do have a lot of standing water on the track, and Black Box is not making the best of dispatching it because he has made a lot of mistakes, and now he is the cork in this fantastic bottle of racing wine. 2.6 seconds is the gap between Dara Smith and Black Box. And this is still such a crazy Hungarian Grand Prix. There is just cars going for moves everywhere. One car dislodges himself from the train and goes for a move, and the train explodes. There's cars everywhere, and Yogurt Hazara's run wide again. Dara Smith sets the fastest lap of the race, meaning Clean Air is treating him well. And just remember, he is the most experienced out of anyone on the Inters in Clean Air, because he has been the only one in some sort of Clean Air on the Inters before we had the first safety car period.
Yep, And now, you see, look at Nick's setting fastest lap, so see, he's in his own clean air.
Luke and Nick is pushing to get back to this train, and the thing is, him holding everybody up for so long has really helped, because when he picked, it exploded, and he managed to catch up. Look at him, you can see him on the track map there, he's behind Sancho is, and then it's not that big of a gap to everybody else, apart from Darrell Smith, who's leading this race by a very big margin compared to the rest.
In a very nice place.
Who is, apologies?
Borrell.
Oh yeah.
He is the sixth on your and could potentially, well, you never know. He still has a chance of winning this race.
He does.
If he can show the pace he had at the start of this Grand Prix.
Needs to get past Bugatti. That is mission numero uno. Is to get past Bugatti, and then he needs to focus on little blocks. Once he gets past little blocks, it's the podium, and then once he starts working on that, he can see the lead. First one's on Bugatti. Can he get it down into turn number 1? No, just not brave enough on the brakes, and that's kind of clever, not brave, because he would have crashed if he was brave there. Stefano sets the fastest lap of the race. He was the last man to pit onto the set of inters. Bjorn, Simon and Pro Gamer have all pit again, but Stefano was the last man to pit from wets to a first set of inters. He only pit a couple laps ago. That's a purple sector 1 for Bugatti, so Virreal might struggle to get past Bugatti if Bugatti can keep setting those sector times.
Yep, indeed. As I see, now got Black Box holding a train. That's, well, let's see, the pace between Darren and Black Box is kind of, I think it's not differing much, so Darren keeps his gap, and he keeps all the others who might have a chance of catching away.
And just remember, folks, we are just over halfway in this race, so there's still a lot of driving to do. There is still a lot of racing to watch, and that is a mistake from Bugatti that he would not want, because the thing about Borrell, he can capitalise from these mistakes. He's not afraid to go around your outside at any given opportunity. Bugatti's got away with this one, but he's not going to be that quick down the straight, especially considering Borrell is burning his ERS and 4/10 quicker than his previous best on the lap. But it is Yoga who sets the fast lap of the race, and Borrell almost trying it, just not close enough. He is the man on the move though in this one. He is definitely the one to watch if your name is Darrell Smith.
So, it is 1935. Let's see, is it going to dry up anymore?
Yep, just a comment there saying Slick's gotta come out. We really don't know. We really do not know. The lap times are dropping.
Bjorn is actually down 16th, which is neither of our championship top 2, if I'm not mistaken, are going to score. They're not
the championship, as it stands, is Bjorn ahead of Marcel. Marcel 26 points, and then Hazara is just a singular point behind. None of them are scoring points as it stands. Then 3 points is Pro Gamer. Pro Gamer currently not scoring points either. Then we have Yogurt. Yogurt currently 9th. He'll be the first of the top 4 in the 5, apologies. Sorry, he's 6th. He'll be the first in the top 6 to score points today, because Stefano isn't scoring either. So it is all to play for.
Oh, look,
if you want to gain.
He's now trying to get past Marcel.
Luke and Nick is pushing to try and get past the Alfa Romeo, and he's almost doing it before the main straight even. Rounding the penultimate corner, he will look to get this done on the main straight, because Marcel is not as quick as him. Here comes Luke and Nick.
It's closing.
It's going to be to the inside. Oh, Marcel's almost missed his braking. He's almost cut into the back of Zara. But Luke and Nick cannot get it done there. We just pop back up to the front briefly to Bugatti, who is finding himself under a great deal of pressure for Borrell. Bjorn sets the fastest lap of the race. Stefano is pitting. Is Stefano going for slicks? No, he's gone for the inters. Thought we might have had a slicks trier.
Nah.
It's still too wet, I think. Still too wet.
Yeah, that would be like, that would be putting the death knell to your own race.
It is worth it for one of them to try it as we get drier though, because the lap times are falling, which means the track is drying.
But when they fall into a place where you think, maybe the slicks are good ideas. Look at Bugatti and Lincoln blocks as you got. Oh, Bugatti! I thought he was off, but my bad. It was just a bit of lag.
We are still in the 27s for the fastest laps. If we break into the 21s area, I reckon it's time to go for the Inters. 21s, 22s. I reckon that's time to go for an Inters, but we are still miles away from that. There's a 27.6.
I don't think any of our top, is it top 7 even, are scoring?
No, we just went through that. It's top 5 won't score. Yogurt will score. He's in 6th.
Oh yeah. Then Sanchez won't. Black Box will.
Luke and Nick and Marcel is the battle on the track at the minute. Alfa Romeo versus Alfa Tauri. Luke and Nick, he's going to have to try the outside into this one. He can't get it done, or can he? He's pushing and pushing and trying to send it around the outside. Oh, what a fantastic overtake. No! Marcel just gets the traction. Luke and Nick, that would have been fantastic. We would have had a great view on that one as well if he had pulled it off, but sadly we'll have to try again on the next lap. The top few drivers, apart from Dara Smith, all in a big train. Zane can't get past Black Box. Zane in a train.
That's a 7 out of 10 standard. Good rhyme.
Thank you, really appreciate it. It's better than the Hungary for the win one, and I will take that.
Alright.
And stick it on my fridge, a nice better than Brendan pun award. But I'm sure Zane would love a P2 award in his fridge. Really struggling to get that right now. Black Box driving as well as he needs to. Yogurt, that's the fastest lap. He's gone 2/10 quicker than his last lap with a 27.454. And at this rate, we are not getting to the slicks.
Are we even going to get anyone pitted?
Dara Smith, I can't see him making the end, but he looks like he will be able to. 35 laps is a lot in a set of tyres. Especially around a track that's not the nicest on tyre wear. If this was Austria, maybe I'd give it to him, but...
In the wet, you're not really going at the speed you would in, let's say, dry conditions, so...
Not really, but you still are using of tyre, and tyres on Formula 1 cars wear pretty fast. Here we go, little blocks getting close to Zane. He is 2/10 behind, and Zane has fallen off the back of Black Box. So a mistake maybe for Zane. He's Black Box still there though. Zane hasn't fallen off that much. He's still within 1 second. Of course, no DRS in the wet yellow flag. It is Luke and Nick, and that's unfortunate for him because he was leading this race for a good chunk. But he has had a spin in the middle sector.
Yeah, that's still... Out of the championship top 8, only 2 of them will score points. Yogurt in 9th will only score 1 or 2. And then you do have Pugasi, who is up in 5th. So he will get a couple of points, but Dara Smith is currently 17th in the championship. And is going to take the win, which will skyrocket him up as that
yellow flag, it is Pro Gamer. It is Pro Gamer. It is not a crash, but he's stuck, it seems. The Aston Martin is stuck. He's been disqualified for being parked in a dangerous location. I hope that car is ghosted. I really hope that car is ghosted. He's been moved now, but that was a horrendous place for a car to be parked, and it seemed like he got stuck almost. Which is not good. Here we go though, lap 23, and Darrell Smith holds a comfortable lead in this one. It would be his best result of the season by a landslide. Oh no, it wouldn't. He got a oh no. Yeah, it would be his best result by the season. He only has 3 points in the championship. 16 onto that would be a very nice result for him. It will be a very healthy result for all these drivers who are at the top of this order, because they are all not having the best of seasons.
Is Marcel now fastest lap?
Marcel almost into the 26s.
It's coming down, but it'll have to come down by a good bit now if we're going to get anyone trying a slick run that would really pay off.
Zane still pushing to get past Black Box.
You know what would be fun? If we had like inters and slicks, just having that crossover or in the last couple of laps.
That would be interesting. I'd like that actually. That would be very nice, yeah.
You definitely see someone, maybe a few, going for the slicks just to try something, and you might see that it seems to be working. Some people will get caught out, and some might just make it through and enter.
It's kind of like what we had in France in season 29. The last lap, there was punctures and people on completely different comments. Some guys were on hards and some guys were on inters. It was crazy. I'd love to see that again.
Just in reverse this time, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Was it in reverse? I see. I don't think I was commenting on that race.
You weren't, I don't think. I think it was just mate Marcel got past the pitted Luke and Nick, and if you were Darrell Smith and you had a 4.5 second lead, would you be considering pitting? You've got this far.
You'd think I've done all the hard work. I made a genius decision. You'd want to go for broke in this. But at some point you might think, could I still get out and get a good enough result anyway by pitting? Because his championship, he hasn't that many points, so a good finish would be nice for him.
I can't lie, being Irish and seeing an Irishman lead, I would love to see him win this race, because he has drove phenomenal. And in fact, his tyres are only 5 laps older than everyone else. It's not that big a gap. Especially considering he could have gone really easy in the first few laps, because it was just it was a shambles, the first few laps.
He would drop down to 10th if he pit. And there's no way he would win purely because you wouldn't be able to recover that amount of time.
No, it's impossible. It's impossible. Yogurt and Lakitu battling. Lakitu's run wide, and Yogurt has got another spot, and this could be the result Yogurt needs to kickstart his season a little bit more.
It's not the most points he'll ever get for a race, but it is points he's getting, while the others aren't. Like, let's see, like Bjorn,
of course,
out of points,
and Hazara and Bjorn out of the points. You might say, oh well, they've no penalties. They're 16.4 seconds behind. Bjorn is 20.7 seconds behind 10th place of Theory Axel. So he's not even close to scoring points in this one. Black Box, fair play to him, is holding on really well for second place. He is doing a really good job. And yeah, a comment just come in there at the beginning of the race. I said Black Box will surprise. You are not wrong. He capitalised on the others falling. Bjorn and
battling.
Sanchez, it's a battle for 12th, but it is still a battle, and Sanchez and Bjorn are scrapping through the final corner of the race, although I think Bjorn may have this one quite comfortably down the straight. He does. Yogurt now pushing behind Vengeance. Yogurt's found a new lease of life here in this one. He is got past Lakitu and is now pushing Vengeance. Yogurt all of a sudden has ramped up his pace a little bit here. Could that just be that he was just trying to save the tyres to get them to the end and now feels he can do that, so he's got to push, or is it genuinely just an increase in pace?
I'd say it is like obviously with inters, eventually you start to find a rhythm.
True.
That is very much what the inter tire is. You need to get a rhythm on it to go fast. And once you have that rhythm, you will start to pick up in pace, although he's just had a moment oversteer there, so maybe he'll have to watch himself.
Dara Smith at the front is still extending his gap over second place Black Box.
He has no real trouble now with managing his inters.
He just needs to smooth steering and management to the end, and he could win his first ever F5 race, which would be monumental considering his best result of the season is 3 points. Little Blocks inviting himself into this battle for the podium now. And Baril is still behind Bugatti, couldn't get past yet.
And see, where could that bring up Dara to? He's on 3. That could start bringing him...
And bring him to 19 points in total, of course it is 16 for a win.
The Black Box in 8th, he will get around 12 points for second, so that can bring him up into the round 4th, 3rd territory, which would be very nice for his championship. As he would just
certainly be. Bjorn and Hazara scrapping now, these two, both competitive in the championship. It's only a battle for 11th today, but take off 2 number 1s and it's a battle for 2nd and 3rd. Bjorn to the inside, into the final corner of the Alpine. He has much fresher tyres and has executed that move quite brilliantly. Well done, Bjorn. He is only on 12 lap old tyres, where Hazara is on 23.
Yeah, do you think there might be could there be a potential puncture for anyone?
There could be, and it'd be for Dara Smith if it's anyone. We are now into the 26s on the fastest laps, and that was for Marcel. But the track, it hasn't stopped raining, which would make me believe this track is not going to dry up in time.
Yeah, and I would doubt it would...
Oh, it's Hazara gone! Oh, this could be a safety car. Oh no, it is a safety car.
Dara's got to go in now.
He has to pit. He has to pit. He stayed out. He stayed out. And so has Black Box. Zane's got to drive through. Oh no, the whole course of this Grand Prix has just turned its head upside down, and they're all staying out. Yogurt's pitting. He feels it's worth a risk. He wants the fresh tyres. They are all staying out. Meaning Dara Smith, he just needs to get the restart done and manage to the end somehow, and he would win this race. Yogurt's gone for the slicks. We have a slicks runner. This is getting interesting. Sanchez has picked up a drive-through. We have a slicks runner with 5 laps to go on a track that's still raining.
In 9th, mind you.
In
It's not
ninth.
as if it's not as if they're in the back. They are ninth, ahead of Bjorn, of the championship leader, and a number of other cars that do include this second place man, and another person who is in the pointy end of the championship standings. Luke and Nick even's in. Stefano is on the slicks. Luke and Nick is probably going to go for slicks as well. We have multiple slick runners.
Stefano's gone with slicks, Luke and Nick has gone with slicks, and these guys who are down and buried in this race are trying to invite themselves back into it, but it's still raining. The track is still wet. Is this the right call? We'll have a look at Yogurt, who is now pushing. He's struggling a lot here. He really is.
Zane's in, and I'm not sure what he's doing.
Zane's in. I don't know, Zane. I hope he hasn't made the mistake that he can't serve his drive-through.
Maybe he's going for slicks.
Oh, I hope you know you can't serve your drive-through, Zane. I really do, because that's a... Oh, it's slicks. No, it's inters. No, it's inter. It's wet. He's... Oh, no, it's a mistake. It's a huge mistake. He thought he could serve his drive-through. It is a huge mistake.
That's... Oh...
It is a massive mistake for Zane, and points are gone. Look at this. Look at this kerfuffle. This is a massive kerfuffle because no one knows what positions they should be in.
Sancho is in for slicks. I would honestly say...
This is crazy. We have guys on wets and guys on softs.
We're getting the full tyre rainbow.
So a box for a medium here. We need to get the full ones going. Only one time in F1 that the full Pirelli rainbow was used, and that was Germany 2018 when Pierre Gasly pit for a set of the wets for some reason.
Don't remind me, man.
Ah, it's okay. It all worked out for me. He won a race in Monza, and that'll be the highlight of his career. It all worked out for him in the end. Would love to see Gasly win another race. Love Gasly. But Zane has made a error, because really he shouldn't have pit and just lived the life on the inters. Because now he has to serve a drive-through and be on the worst compounded tyre, quite possibly. Unless maybe he feels the conditions have got worse since his intermediates. But I can't imagine that's the case. I imagine he'll be in...
I imagine he'll be in for the softs and just hoping this gamble ends
He
up...
also has to serve a drive-through though, so...
Yeah, but that's the thing. He might still save face if the softs work.
He is into the pits, and so is Bjorn. Bjorn feels it's time for the slicks possibly too. And... yeah, Zane, I don't really know what that... Maybe he just selected the wrong tyre?
Maybe the game's still suggesting something.
He's only going to lose possibly one spot from this. He's on slicks now, but he'd only fall... I don't even think he will fall behind Sanchez, no. So he hasn't lost anything by the extra pit stop, but still does have that drive-through to serve under green flag running, meaning he will fall to last position, because Luke and Nick will still probably fall in front of him after the drive-through.
I don't know if it's going to work.
I don't know. I really do not know.
Bjorn actually went on Inter. He went on new Inter.
He went on new Inters, so he feels it's still time for the Inter. The front runners, Darrell Smith down to Lakitu, have all stuck on the old Inters. Yogurt is still in 8th on the set of softs. So we will really see if this was a gamble worth making, because Yogurt could come from 8th to 1st if he's made the right tyre selection.
That's if he doesn't crash into anyone while doing his...
Very true, very true. Sefka will be in this lap, I imagine. I don't think everyone will be able to catch up, because we must get 2 laps of green flag running. Oh, we could still do one more, but we will see. Will it be... No, in this lap. In this lap, Luke and Nick won't get to catch up. Neither will Stefano. Sanchez is going to just about make it. But Stefano, I don't think he will. Sanchez will just about get there. Sanchez also a soft runner. There he is. There's the train. Stefano needs to push it here a little bit if he wants to make it up to the train, but we'll keep an eye on that. Darrell Smith has 3 of the most pressured laps of his racing career so far. The young Irishman, at just 14 years of age, now has a job to do. Look how close Black Box is getting as we go racing in Hungary for the third time, and it is a good restart overall. It's not a good restart for Black Box as Little Blocks is finding himself up to second. Bugatti as well, 3 wide into turn 1. It's gonna go wrong. No, the Williams is around. No, no, no. And look who finds himself. Boreal is in the lead of the race again. This isn't real. Boreal is in the lead of the Grand Prix. And I cannot believe it. This is crazy. The softs are not the tyre. The softs are not the tyre. Axel is up to 5th from last. He's up to 5th from 19th. Tara Smith is still in 4th. Could still catch a podium.
Chance here. He's on brand new Inters.
He's on brand new Inters and will salvage some points in the championship when all looked off. Softs weren't the gamble. Softs were not the gamble at all. It was terrible for softs. It is not the weather. Little Blocks could still win this one. Boreal's not home steady yet. But look at the track, there's no wet line. Axel almost misses his braking and punts the Williams, who was really in a spot to win this race if the safety car did not come out. Bjorn, Vengeance, apologies. It's Vengeance that's falling. As look at this, Axel's past Tara Smith. Look at Axel round the outside. The fresh Inters are just so much better. And from 19th on the grid, he finds himself in 4th. And he could still get a podium here because the Inters are dead on Bugatti in front. This would be fantastic if he could. The Williams at Tara Smith, though, it is heartbreaking because he was in such a controlling position. Boreal doesn't know his luck on that safety car restart. He was 15th at one point in this race. He was 15th.
He did well to get back up into that, into around the 6th, 7th place, but the fact he's ended up back in 1st as well.
It is surreal. For Boreal, Bugatti's made a mistake. Axel's trying round the outside. Bugatti's made a mistake there. And Axel is trying round the outside if it all goes wrong for these two.
Starting to make a move.
Maybe the softs are kicking in. No, he's Black Boxes drying up his inside, but Yogurt's kept it round the outside. Maybe the softs are just about going to work for this last lap, because he looks so much smoother. He looks so much quicker. And the wet line and the dry line are kind of...
That place.
Bjorn is in trouble. Yogurt is much quicker. He could get a lot of spots on this last lap if it is right, but the battle for the lead, I don't think Little Blocks is going to be close enough. Axel's trying round the outside. He was 19th at one point in this race, and he is fighting for the podium on the last lap. DRS has been enabled on the final lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Axel's not going to get it on this lap. He'll get it on the next one, and from 19th, as we've said many times, he's fighting for a 3rd. Tara's tyres somehow still alive. Yogurt's got past Bjorn, and look at this, Axel's got the move on Bugatti round the outside. No, he's locked a brake. He's locked a brake. And Bugatti will get the switch back. These two started 18th and 19th on the grid. They are 3rd and 4th now due to this crazy race. 18th and 19th. As I've repeated so many times, Bugatti trying the outside. Such a crazy battle. Yogurt is purple in Sector 1. The softs have started just too late. Little Blocks is pushing. Boreal, Bugatti's not going to get this one. And Axel will somehow have such a performance for Red Bull. Stefano's off the track. It allows Bjorn through. Look at this. Yogurt could pick up a lot of spots. He's right on the back of this train. No, he's made a mistake. He's made a mistake. He still has a chance. He needs to go around the outside of a load of cars, though. This is crazy stuff. He's on the right tyre, but if he had one more lap, he would get so much more. Bugatti's wide. Bugatti's wide. Yogurt round the final corner, but we just have to focus. Boreal wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Block 2nd. Axel 3rd, but we need to slot back to the man on softs. He's accelerating. This is for 4th spot. No, he can't get it. 6th will be the result. 6th will be the result. And Bjorn will come home and take some points. Black Box will only get 10th in the end. Simon's AI will get 11th. Simon's AI is going to get 11th. No,
It-
yeah,
no,
Yogurt's
Yogurt's,
disconnected. Yogurt's disconnected.
got
Luke and
20
Nick
second
beat
penalty,
his
so-
fastest. Lakitu, apologies, beat his fastest lap. But oh my god. Oh,
What a
Vengeance has
race.
beat his fastest lap. Zane's gonna beat it. No, 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 Vengeance will keep it. But oh my good lord. What a race. What a crazy race. We've reached 30 viewers. You've joined at the wrong time. Because oh my goodness me. What
That's
a
true.
race. What a Grand Prix. That's one of the best we've had here. That is one of the best.
Yeah, F5 is at a high standard. I think this just bumped it up a little bit more.
Wow. Driver of the day has to be Axel. From 19th to finish on the podium.
You know, this race was just it had everything.
It had absolutely everything. It had drama, it had heartbreak, success, every tyre you could ever want. But somehow the man who starts on pole ends up winning it. He was 15th and he starts on pole and ends up winning. First position for IF4 Berea. Lickett blocks. Bill gets second. Axel gets third from 19th. Briatti gets fourth from 17th. Arrowsmith, his strategy almost paid off, but the safety car killed him. Marcel gets sixth. Stefano 7th. Bjorn 8th. Blackbox 9th. Simon 10th. Luke and Nick 11th. Lakitu 12th. Yoga 13th. And Vengeance in 14th with the fastest lap. Zane 15th. Sancho was 16th. Hazara 17th. Pro Gamer 18th. And Toxic Tomazzo in 19th. But oh my, what a Grand Prix. 55 minutes was the total race time.
Holy. Well, I don't think well, it said take a bit to top that Grand Prix next week. But
It certainly will.
we have Austria, so that is a very good track for racing.
It is a fantastic track for racing. But thank you folks for joining us, for those commenting and staying with the race. We appreciate you a lot. It was a cracker and we're glad you could join. A lot of unhappy drivers after that one, but that is racing for you folks. Join us next week here on F5 for Monday night. We'll be at Austria, the Red Bull Ring. Stay safe, stay well. We'll see you next time.